Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for September 7th. September 7th is the 250th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 251st in leap years, with 115 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is indefatigable. Indefatigable is an adjective that means incapable of being fatigued. Inexhaustible, tireless, relentless, and unflagging are all suitable synonyms for indefatigable. Some example sentences might include Annie was indefatigable, giving it her all from sunrise to sunset. Or, given his indefatigable patience, one must wonder what was it that made him finally draw the line. The word indefatigable comes to us from Latin words that meant unable to fatigue. You can't wear them out. First known use of the word indefatigable is in 1608. Indefatigable. And with that, this is the birthday of Elizabeth I, Queen of England and Ireland, born September 7th, 1533. Daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, she was part of the House of Tudor. Her reign is known as the Elizabethan era. She served as queen from 1558, when she was not quite 25, until her death in 1604 at the age of 69. This is the birthday of American folk artist known as Grandma Moses, born September 7th, 1860. Her whole name was Anna Mary Robertson Moses. Seems like she always appreciated art. While working as a live-in housekeeper when she was a young woman, she had admired the Currier and Ives prints hanging in her employer's home, and they were so kind as to provide her with some art supplies so that she could draw. Being a young woman, though, she had a busy life. She got married, had a bunch of kids. Sadly, the infant mortality rate was really high in those days, and only 5 of her 10 children survived past infancy. So her life was pretty busy, but she was a creative woman, and indefatigably so. She would do crafty things around the home. I wouldn't be surprised if she were alive today. She might have a YouTube channel and show people how to do creative things. One of the crafty things she did was to make embroidered pictures with colored yarn, and she did that until arthritis made it too painful for her to do embroidery. When she was 76, her sister suggested that maybe painting would be easier for her to do, and she did begin painting, and my goodness, did that take off for her. She was quite prolific as an artist. She made more than 1,500 paintings in the last 3 decades of her life. That comes out to a completed painting about once a week, and look at that detail. A completed painting about once a week for 30 years. Her style has been categorized as primitive or naive, but she did an amazing job of depicting complicated compositions as scenes. I like her use of color too, fresh and clean. Initially, she would sell her pictures for $3 to $5, which sounds really cheap these days, but when you put that into the perspective of the inflation calculator, it comes out to about $50 to $100 in today's money. Not bad. An art collector discovered her paintings, and then her acclaim really began to grow. Grandma Moses lived to the age of 101. What a gal, Grandma Moses. The International Criminal Police Organization, better known as Interpol, was formed on September 7th, 1923. Today's song is You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson, number 1, September 7th, 1995. This song was recorded in November of 1994, released in August of 1995, and appeared on Michael Jackson's 9th studio album, and it was his 13th and final number 1 U.S. single during his lifetime. You're Not Alone was written by Robert Kelly, known professionally as R. Kelly. An interesting point about this song is that a couple of Belgian songwriting brothers had written a song called If We Can Start All Over, the tune of which sounds similar to the tune of this one. You might not have heard of If We Could Start All Over, or even heard of it, because it's never been commercially released, and as far as I know, is only available as sheet music. But when You Are Not Alone came out, the authors of If We Can Start All Over noticed a remarkable similarity and initiated a claim of plagiarism. This claim was dismissed at first, but the authors appealed that dismissal because R. Kelly wrote You Are Not Alone almost 2 years after they had written If We Could Start All Over. And the Belgian courts agreed then, and the country of Belgium maintains a strict ban on all radio and television broadcasts of the You Are Not Alone song and music video in Belgium because of this plagiarism claim. You're Not Alone by Michael Jackson, number 1, September 7th, 1995. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. And you can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.